क्या बोलेंगे? आप मुझे बोल देना मॉडरेट करने के लिए ना। आप
अच्छा।
ओपनिंग कर लो संगम भाई, फिर
ठीक।
मैं मैनेज कर लूंगा, ठीक है?
ठीक।
ये तो ट्रांसफर एंट्री होगी यार, संगम।
हाँ जी।
ये तो ट्रांसफर एंट्री होगी साथ की साथ।
शो बेटर होना चाहिए दिनेश भाई।
एग्री।
हम सब जब पास्ट प्रेसिडेंट बैठे हुए हैं तो हम सब कार्य करते हैं। वेरी वेरी गुड
वेरी ट्रू।
इवनिंग अमित भाई, वार्म वेलकम। संगम भाई प्लीज स्टार्ट, इट्स 5, लेट्स स्टार्ट द डिस्कशन।
थैंक यू,
पर
थैंक यू।
यूट्यूब पे वी आर लाइव, सो संगम जी ओवर टू यू।
Okay. So warm good evening to all of you. Myself C.A. Sangam Agrawal, member NARC of ICI. I welcome you all on behalf of Team NARC. I thanks to all the dignitaries as a panelist today and all the participants. So friend, as you know that today we get the interim budget by the Government of India, and this is the interim budget, and we will see the full budget in July 2024 after the new government will form. Then we will have complete budget. Although we don't have much thing to describe in this budget, but still we have some very important point. Some major changes has been done, and we let's see how that changes will impact the upcoming time. So I will not take much time, because when we have all these learned people with us to understand the integrity of the budget, so I should not take much time. I directly invite my chairman CA Gaurav Garg ji to give his welcome address and to moderate this session further. Over to Gaurav ji.
Thank you, Sangam bhai. Very warm welcome to all the participants, to our past president, honorable past president of ICI, C. Atul Kumar Gupta ji, our honorable Central Council members, C. A. Sanjay Kumar Agarwal ji, C. A. Raj Chawla ji, very honorable my vice chairman of NIRC, C. A. Dinesh Sharma ji, Jagjeet Singh ji, Sangam ji, our branch chairmen, C. A. Amit Gupta ji from Gurgaon branch chairman. Then we have Mohit ji, Batinda, sorry, Sirsa branch chairman. We have Abhishek Bansal ji from Jalandhar branch chairman. Now, before we move on, so we have already seen how the budget has been drafted, and it is an interim budget. In the interim budget, the idea is to continue with the proposals which were there earlier, or with the act which was there earlier, and the new government will come and share the detailed budget. But yes, there are some important changes in the budget which are going to have a long lasting impact. So I would request we would be starting with our honorable past president, Sri Atul Kumar Gupta ji, who is a well-known GST expert, and we have seen him growing and we have learned service tax from him. So Atul ji, over to you for your words with regard to the GST amendment in the budget. Over to you,
Uh,
Bhaiya.
Thank you, Gaurav ji. Uh, as you have given me the opportunity, thanks to the entire team of NARC under your able leadership, and thanks to the council members Sanjay ji, Raj Chawla ji, and all the respected chairman of the various branches. जैसा कि गौरव भाई ने कहा कि ये इंटरिम बजट है, और इंटरिम बजट में बहुत ही लिमिटेड से सुझाव जो हैं या अमेंडमेंट जो है वो प्रपोज किए जाते हैं एज पर दी कन्वेंशन। तो इस बार के बजट के आने के बाद जो हमारे स्पीकर्स हैं सभी लोग थोड़े से वो हैं कि बोले क्या, क्योंकि डायरेक्ट टैक्स की बात करें या इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स की बात करें तो अलॉटेड टाइम से भी जो है वो बहुत कम समय, मतलब कम जो है वो आपके पास मटेरियल है। अ, तो मैं अपनी बातों को, गौरव भाई जैसे मैंने डिस्कस किया था कि मैं दो बातें कहूंगा, ज्यादा समय नहीं लूंगा, करीबन करीबन हम लोग 10 से 11 मिनट मैक्सिमम जो है वो समय लेंगे अपने आज के इस बात को। जो दो अमेंडमेंट जीएसटी में आए हैं, मैं वो दोनों अमेंडमेंट आपके साथ बात करता हूँ, और एक का दोनों का लॉजिक भी आपको थोड़ा सा बता देता हूँ। कि आप सभी लोगों को पता होगा कि पीछे रिसेंटली हमारी एक कंट्रोवर्सी चल रही थी, और उस कंट्रोवर्सी में क्या था कि अ, जो हमारे कॉमन चार्जेस हैं, जो हमारे हेड ऑफिस के ब्रांचेस के जो हमारे कॉमन चार्जेस हैं, उसके ऊपर डिपार्टमेंट का ऐसा कहना था कि आपको क्रॉस चार्ज करके हेड ऑफिस को अपनी ब्रांचों से रिकवर करना चाहिए। हम ब्रांच को जीएसटी में डिस्टिंक्ट पर्सन बोलते हैं। तो अगर मान लीजिए हेड ऑफिस में एमडीज बैठे हैं, डायरेक्टर्स बैठे हैं, फाइनेंस की टीम बैठी है, एचआर की टीम बैठी है, और वो अपनी ब्रांचेस को सपोर्ट करती है, तो उसके ऊपर क्रॉस चार्ज करके एक लायबिलिटी जो है वो जीएसटी की उनको चार्ज करना चाहिए अपने डिस्टिंक्ट पर्सन से, ब्रांचेस से।
और वो रिकवर करके जीएसटी में जमा कराना चाहिए। अब आप ये बात समझिए कि आप अचानक से 5 साल बाद बोले कि आपको चार्ज करना चाहिए था, तो चार्ज होके सामने वाले को क्रेडिट मिलेगा या नहीं मिलेगा ब्रांच को, वो तो बात की बात है, पर 5 साल का इंटरेस्ट और पेनल्टियां लगेंगी आपको, तो प्रैक्टिकली आपको अपने आप से ही चार्ज करना है और अपने आप से ही जो है वो उसके ऊपर इंटरेस्ट और पेनल्टी पे करनी है। तो ऐसा करके जो है वो एक रिप्रेजेंटेशन, क्योंकि ये दिस इज नॉट ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस, इस बात को रिप्रेजेंट किया गया और रिप्रेजेंट करने के बाद गवर्नमेंट ने एक सर्कुलर निकाला और उसने बोला कि नो, ये क्रॉस चार्ज जो है वो कोई कंपलसरी नहीं है, आप क्रॉस चार्ज के लिए जो है वो पुश मत करिए। ऐसा करके उन्होंने अपने एक सर्कुलर निकाला जिससे कि फील्ड ऑफिसर्स को भी समझ में आया कि इसके ऊपर वो पुश ना करें। लेकिन साथ में उस सर्कुलर में ये भी लिखा गया था कि हम लोग आने वाले समय में जो आईएसडी का प्रोविजन है, इनपुट सर्विस डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर का, हम उसको अलाइन करेंगे कि किस किस के ऊपर जो है वो हेड ऑफिस को अपनी ब्रांचेस को बिल करना चाहिए। तो अभी जो है वो गौरव जी, उसमें जो अमेंडमेंट है वो बेसिकली उसी बात को ध्यान में रखते हुए है कि जो हमारे इनपुट सर्विस डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर की जो डेफिनेशन उन्होंने हमारे को सेक्शन 20 के अंदर दी हुई थी सीजीएसटी एक्ट के, वो उन्होंने अमेंडमेंट करी और उसमें ये बोला कि अब जो है वो अगर मान लीजिए हेड ऑफिस, मैं आपको एग्जांपल, वहां पे हेड ऑफिस वर्ड नहीं है, वहां पर जो है वो आपका एक ऑफिस है, लेकिन हम उसको एक सरल भाषा में हेड ऑफिस समझे। अगर हेड ऑफिस अपनी ब्रांचेस के बिहाफ पे कोई पेमेंट करता है, अगर हेड ऑफिस जो है वो अपनी ब्रांचेस के बिहाफ पे कोई पेमेंट करता है, चाहे तो वो डायरेक्ट वाली है या वो रिवर्स चार्ज वाली है, तो उस पेमेंट के ऊपर जितना भी वो ऐसे करके वो पेमेंट करता है जो ब्रांचेस के बिहाफ पे है, जिसको हम डिस्टिंक्ट पर्सन बोलते हैं, उसके बिहाफ पे है, उसको वो शेल वर्ड यूज किया गया है, मे वर्ड यूज नहीं किया गया है, उसके लिए वो आईएसडी का अपना रजिस्ट्रेशन लेगा और वो अमाउंट जो है वो उसको अपने डिस्टिंक्ट पर्सन को चार्ज करना पड़ेगा, उसके लिए उसे इनवॉइस रेज करनी पड़ेगी, क्रेडिट को ट्रांसफर करना पड़ेगा एज टेकिंग दी आईएसडी रजिस्ट्रेशन। तो अपने आप में जो क्रॉस चार्ज वाली कंट्रोवर्सी थी उससे बाहर आ गए, लेकिन एट द सेम टाइम आपको जो है वो अब ये नहीं है कि मान लीजिए एग्जांपल की बात करते हैं गौरव जी, आपका हेड ऑफिस है दिल्ली में और आपकी ब्रांच है सपोज कीजिए उत्तर प्रदेश में, मध्य प्रदेश में, वहां पर आपने कोई सिस्टम ऑडिट करवाया और उस सिस्टम ऑडिट का इनवॉइस आपको हेड ऑफिस में आया, आपने उसकी पेमेंट कर दी जीएसटी की और आपने उस क्रेडिट को यूज कर लिया अपने यहाँ पे। आज की तारीख में 1 मिनट के लिए ये कंट्रोवर्सी थी कि क्या उस पर क्रॉस चार्ज करके आपको बिल करना चाहिए अपनी यूपी ब्रांच को या मध्य प्रदेश ब्रांच को, तो वो सर्कुलर से आया कि नहीं, क्रॉस चार्ज की जरूरत नहीं है। लेकिन अब एक आ गया कि आईएसडी का नंबर लेना है, तो आपको एज ए इनपुट सर्विस डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर, जैसे संधि विच्छेद कर रहा हूं वैसे ही, कि इनपुट सर्विस जो आपकी इनपुट सर्विस आई, आपको उसका डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर का लाइसेंस लेना है, रजिस्ट्रेशन करना है, और उसके बाद आपको अपनी मध्य प्रदेश और यूपी ब्रांच को जितना जितना उससे रिलेटेड है वो आपको उसमें ट्रांसफर करना है। किस शेप में ट्रांसफर होगा, किस कलर में ट्रांसफर होगा, कलर का मतलब होता है आप उसको आईजीएसटी लगाएंगे, सीजीएसटी लगाएंगे, और उसको कितना अमाउंट किस रेशो में ट्रांसफर करेंगे, किस रेशो में उसको बिल करेंगे, आप जो है वो उसके लिए उन्होंने बोला कि वी विल प्रेस्क्राइब दी प्रोविजंस रूल्स, तो वो मैनर्स विल बी प्रेस्क्राइब्ड, मीनिंग देयर बाय कि उसके रूल्स जो है वो आने वाले समय में जो है वो बाद में रूल्स भी आएंगे। तो ये एक चेंज है जो प्रपोज किया गया है इंटरिम बजट में, जो मैंने आपके सामने रखा। जो दूसरा चेंज है वो ये कि हम लोग जो है वो एक हमारा एक सेक्शन होता है 148 का, और उसके अंदर जो है वो कुछ स्पेसिफाइड प्रोडक्ट होते हैं, जैसे पान मसाला, टबैको या हुक्का, या आपका कोई च्यूइंग टबैको बना रहे हैं, या कोई जर्दा है, ये इस तरह के प्रोडक्ट होते हैं। और इसके लिए ना मशीन के बेस पे जो है वो मशीन वाइज आपकी ड्यूटी लगती है रादर देन आपकी क्वांटिटी वाइज लगती है। तो उन्होंने एक प्रोविजन दिया है इसमें अपने जो है वो 122 सेक्शन के अंदर एक इंसर्ट किया है 122A करके, कि अगर सपोज कीजिए आपने कहा कि भाई मेरे पास 25 मशीन है, लेकिन आपकी फिजिकल विजिट पे आपके यहाँ पे 30 मशीन मिली, तो उस केस में क्या हुआ कि वो इवेजन ऑफ टैक्स हो गया। तो उस केस में उन्होंने एक प्रेस्क्राइब कराया प्रोसीजर कि वो मशीन को जब्त कर लिया जाएगा, और अगर मान लीजिए आप उसमें 1 लाख रुपए की पेनल्टी पे करते हैं, तो उस केस में जो है वो अपने आप में उस मशीन को जो है वो ड्यूटी के साथ 1 लाख रुपए की पेनल्टी पे करते हैं, तो वो उस मशीन को छोड़ा जा सकता है। तो ऐसा करके उन्होंने एक प्रॉपर जो है वो उसका एक मैकेनिज्म क्रिएट कर दिया है, जिससे कि आपको अगर इस तरह का कोई अपने आप में इवेजन की कोई सामने नोटिस में आता है तो वो उसको कैसे हैंडल किया जाए। तो ये तो हमारे 2 अमेंडमेंट हैं जो आपको इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स के अंदर जो है वो इस इंटरिम बजट के फाइनेंस बिल के अंदर आपको देखने को मिले। अब जो है वो 4-5 बातें जो मुझे लगता है कि आईसीआई के लेवल पे हमें रिप्रेजेंट करनी चाहिए गौरव भाई, मैं वो आपको थोड़ी सी बात बताने जा रहा हूं। अगर आप लोग को लगे तो हेड ऑफिस के लेवल पे हम भेजें और ब्रांच से रीजनल काउंसिल से हम हेड ऑफिस को भेजें और हेड ऑफिस में इसको रिप्रेजेंट करें, क्योंकि राज चावला जी और संजय जी भी अवेलेबल हैं। तो मेरे को लगा कि ये एक अच्छा मौका है जब हम अपनी बात एज एक साधारण मेंबर के रूप में जो है वो हम अपने चुने हुए रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स को हम लोग जो है वो बताएं। राज जी, हमारे पास मेरे पास 2 तरह के लेजर होते हैं, कैश लेजर और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक लेजर। मैंने उस कैश लेजर में 1 लाख रुपए जमा कराया, लेकिन किसी वजह से वो मेरी रिटर्न नहीं फाइल हुई या मेरी डिले ऑफ रिटर्न फाइल हुई, तो वो कैश लेजर के पैसे को एडजस्ट नहीं करके मेरी जो लायबिलिटी है वो ग्रॉस पे बना देते हैं। मान लीजिए मेरी लायबिलिटी थी 1.5 लाख की, तो मुझे 1.5 लाख के ऊपर टैक्स मांगा जाता है, 1 लाख माइनस करके 50,000 रुपए नहीं मांगा जाता, ये मानते हुए कि कैश लेजर में पैसा रखा हुआ वो अपने आप में एडजस्टेबल नहीं है। तो अभी जो है वो एक रिसेंटली जजमेंट आया मद्रास हाईकोर्ट का, ऑनरेबल मद्रास हाईकोर्ट का, और उन्होंने बोला कि ये जो है वो कैश लेजर में इस तरीके से रखा हुआ पैसा है वो भी एडजस्टेबल होगा और आपको केवल 50,000 रुपए ही इंटरेस्ट देना है। ये सारी बातें जो है वो जब तक लॉ में अपने आप में इनबिल्ट नहीं हो जाती तब तक जो है वो अपने आप में कंट्रोवर्सी बनी रहेगी, क्योंकि कोई दूसरे ऑनरेबल हाईकोर्ट के लेवल पे डिफरेंस ऑफ ओपिनियन भी हो सकती है। तो ये एक बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट बात है कि जब एसएससीज को जब उन्होंने पैसा वो अल्टीमेटली या तो वो विड्रॉ कर लें, तो गलत बात है कि कैश लेजर में से आप विड्रॉ कर लेते हैं। तो इन दैट केस, so one of my our colleague is looking for a English, so I'm just converting my lecture in the English because he belongs to Hyderabad. I just wish to share with you that in case of a scenario when you are withdrawing the money from a cash ledger, then it's a different matter. But till the time I have not withdrawn, that money was lying with the GSTN as a cash ledger balance only, and money was there with the department only. So that should be in the ambit of the law itself rather than we are relying only on the judgments. Because at the time, what is happening when we are appearing before the officers, the officer will say that, okay, no, this matter is pending. It will go to the Supreme Court. We are going to file an appeal. So if that will become a part of the law, then only the lot of litigation, the thousands of litigations will automatically go away. The second one, which is again a very, very important point, food for thought for our council, is that the nearly constituted tribunals. I raised this point on an earlier occasion also, that when this ITAT is there, the success of the ITAT is too much I will say a very significant portion of the success of ITAT is that we have the accountant member who are able to analyze the financial statement of the various SSCs when the decisions are there. But in the GST tribunal, there is no provision of an accountant member. By virtue of that, it will be only the legal issue which will be taken up rather than the issues related to the analysis of the financial statement. And the 90% of the cases will be there when the analysis of the financial statement will be considered rather than only the technical issues. So a suitable representation, maybe we can approach to the apex court or whatever way, that there should be an accountant member position in the tribunal as well. The third one, I am aware that I have only 1 minute balance. So Gaurav bhai, I will complete my deliberation in that. The third one is a 20% pre-deposit. Right now, the provision in the tribunal is that you have to deposit 20%. So if the liability of 5 crore is there, and you will see that many judgments, many cases, adjudication, there is no application of mind and simply they are confirming the demand of say 5 crore, 3 crores, 10 crores, and now you have to deposit 20%. You want to go to the tribunal. That will be too much high cost for a SSC to contest his case when he believes that there is a good merit in the case as well. The fourth one, that in the income tax, Sanjay ji must be addressing to all of us that there is an amnesty scheme of 25,000 rupees, that in case there is any dispute up to that amount, so there is an amnesty scheme kind of things which have come. So I believe that in the GST, if this similar kind of a scheme will come even in the month of July, I believe then the thousands and thousands of cases will automatically vanish, or I will say the ease of doing will be there in the even system. The fifth one, the 2A and 3B. There are a lot of issues as far as the reconciliation of a 2A and 3B is there. I believe that we should have come up with some kind of a guidelines, clear guidelines to the overall system, that how this 2A and 3 will be reconciled. And last but not the least, Gaurav, you will agree that if you are supposed to issue the e-invoice, you are not issuing the e-invoice, the credit of the Dinesh Sharma ji will be rejected. So how the Dinesh ji will be able to ensure that you are supposed to issue the e-invoice and you have issued the e-invoice or not? So every time whenever he is buying, he has to do a due diligence. Therefore, everything, whether you are regularly paying the tax or not, you are supposed to issue the e-invoice or not. So everything you have to check, and it's very difficult because your turnover may be increasing, decreasing at many times. Number of other reasons may be there. So we should give a suitable representation to the board, to the ministry. I believe that the institute pre-budget memorandum and the post-budget memorandum will carry all these thoughts. But in case you can forward these points on behalf of the NIRC, I believe this will be good service to the profession. Thank you very much, Gaurav bhai, for giving this opportunity. I took 1 minute more as allotted to me. So I will sign off from here, and over to you, Gaurav bhai, for the continue to this next
Thank
delegation.
Thank you, Atulji, for your time. Over to Dinesh bhai.
Yeah, thank you, Atulji, Honorable Past President. In fact, the issue raised by you that we should give these pointers, and these are very relevant points which has to be raised and submitted to the Honorable Government. Respective Central Council members are here. We will request them and we'll send a memorandum. I think Gaurav Garg ji will ensure that we will be sending the same to our Central Council members so that we can represent the government. Now, this is a time, first of all, I welcome CA Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Singhal ji and Vimal Jain ji on this webinar. I request Singhal sir, kindly, can you please enlighten us on the topic ESG and sustainability? This is a very hot topic to go through in these days. So can you please guide us and enlighten us regarding the things in the interim budget?
Thank you, Dinesh bhai, and thank you, Chairman NIRC Gaurav Garg ji, for organizing the program at such a short notice. I'll confine myself to the proposals in the budget rather than talking what is not there in the budget. So as usual from last many years, first of all, my greetings to all the Central Council members present. I can see CA Dr. Raj Chawla ji, and of course the entire Regional Council team led by Gaurav Garg ji, Dinesh ji, Jagjit ji, and all the branch managing committee members. I can see Abhishek bhai smiling, and of course all other are there. So this budget has again re-emphasized India's commitment to sustainability and net zero. The Honorable Finance Minister clearly mentioned that towards meeting our commitment for net zero by 2070, the following measures will be taken. One very important, viability gap funding will be provided for harnessing the offshore wind energy, because wind energy can reduce the energy burden of the country and can meet the energy requirements to a large extent. So they are saying initially for an initial capacity of 1 gigawatt, which is really a lot. Second, they talked about a coal gasification and liquefaction capacity of 100 metric ton that will be set up by 2030. The Honorable Finance Minister also talked about that in CNG, certain biogas will also be mixed so that the biomass is properly utilized. So this will help increase the income of our rural households. They also said that there will be a phased mandatory blending of compressed biogas. This is what I was talking in CNG for transport, and piped natural gas also for domestic purposes. And this will be mandated. The Honorable Finance Minister also talked about that financial assistance will be provided for procurement of biomass aggregation machinery to support collection. Think of the impact that will have. It will end up increasing the income of the rural household. She also talked about electric vehicle ecosystem. She mentioned that our government will expand and strengthen the e-vehicle ecosystem by supporting manufacturing and charging infrastructure. They also talked about rooftop solar, and then which can also be used for the purpose of charging the electric vehicles. And then the number of points which are required for EV charging can significantly be met through that. She also mentioned about the greater adoption of e-buses for public transport networks. And the Honorable Finance Minister mentioned on the biomanufacturing and biofoundry for promoting the green growth. She mentioned that a new scheme of biomanufacturing and biofoundry will be launched, which will provide environment-friendly alternatives such as biodegradable polymers, bioplastic, biopharma, and bioagri inputs. This scheme will also help in transforming today's consumptive manufacturing paradigm to the one based on the regenerative principle, because regeneration is what is more important. She also mentioned, and probably this is founding place in the budget for the first time, about blue economy. Blue economy refers to the economy under the sea, or economy under the land, which is primarily the sea. She mentioned that for promoting climate resilient activities for Blue Economy 2.0, a scheme for restoration and adaptation measures and coastal aquaculture and mariculture with integrated and multi-sectoral approach will be launched. These are very, very niche initiative. And Dinesh Bhai, today I'll be addressing the United Nations later in the evening as a chair of the UNTAD ISR. And some of the points can actually be incorporated as a part of the initiative that India is proposing. So India is really leading the path to sustainability and will continue to outshine the rest of the world, because we may have plan B, but we don't have any planet B. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you. Yes, Dinesh.
Please. Now, please, Jagjit, please carry on, sir.
Thank you, Sanjeev sir, for your wonderful, the very important information which you have shared. Because our honorable finance minister has mentioned many things about which you have definitely highlighted in this very short presentation related to this biomass and of course manufacturing, foundry and ecosystems. And we are working just on the to save the various natural resources. And you have talked about this electronic vehicles and blue economics, the very important area which you have mentioned. So thank you, Sanjeev sir, for your valuable time and your presence in this webinar. And now it's the time to, of course, invite our very learned and other speakers, CA Vimal Jain ji, that is related to indirect tax area. So over to you, Vimal ji. Please enlighten us related to this GST. Over to you, sir. Welcome again.
At the outset, let me thank NIRC Chairman Gaurav Bhai and all Regional Council member, our Central Council member, CA Sanjeev Agrawal ji, CA Raj Chawla ji, CA Sanjay ji, and so many chairmen from different branches and learned members from different parts of the India. Good evening to all of you. This year budget, interim budget, being a vote on account. Nothing is being proposed in terms of changes in rate, either in direct taxes or indirect taxes, including custom duty. But definitely this budget is giving vision for Viksit Bharat by 2047. And that's what they are talking about. But if you look at from interim budget perspective, there are certain important pointers. Let me highlight those pointers for the audience today. They highlighted the success story of GST. They talked about GST has really created one nation, one tax, one market. We started this 68 lakh registered person to 1.4 crore as on date, doubled. And our collection, which was only 90,000 crore rupees per month, it is now 1.66 lakh crore rupees per month. So this is the growth story of GST. Honorable Finance Minister also talked about certain surveys being done, and through surveys is being stated 94 industrialists have said GST positive for the nation. 80% respondent has said supply chain optimization, arbitrage in taxes has reduced, octroi has gone down. So ultimately it is benefiting cost competitiveness for the consumer. This is the GST highlight provided in the interim budget. If you look at the important aspect, what all changes is being suggested, yes, there are only 3 clauses. If you look at clause 11, 12, and 13 in Finance Bill 2024. What is these clauses talking about? 2 important changes. Let me pick up the first one, pertaining to input service distributor. They have first amended the definition of ISD under section 2, subsection 61 of CGST Act. And they have substituted section 20 for distribution of credit by ISD. Let me take up this ISD first. You have seen in the past that there are 2 kind of term which is being used in GST, and confusion is persisting. Atulji has touched upon, but let me take it further, that cross charge is one of the concepts which is being used for supply of services among the distinct persons. So there's element of service, but ISD, there's no supply of services. In ISD, what happened? Let's say you're a company and you're having 4 registration, including a head office. Then head office might be procuring common input services and which is being used by all other registered unit under the same band number. So what happened? The invoice which is raised by service provider for common services, it's coming to head office. Now head office can't take this credit. They have to distribute this credit to the other recipient unit to the extent of their utilization. That is called ISD concept, input service distributor. But what was the dispute? You must be knowing circular number 199 dated 17 July 2023 got issued. In the past, there was confusion whether ISD registration to be taken, first dispute. And second, if I have distributed credit in the mode of cross charge, what is the implication? This circular has given some clarity for the past period. They have said, if you have followed the cross charge and you have not taken ISD registration, no problem. But now this Finance Bill 2024, Clause 11, amending the definition under Section 2, subsection 61 for ISD. Now, read with Section 20, ISD registration is compulsory, first part. So we have to take ISD registration, and keep to your mind, ISD concept is totally different when we look at cross charge. Cross charge when there is element of service, but in ISD, there's no element of service. Only you are receiving input services credit and distributing among the distinct person and the same PAN number. So 2 different concepts. ISD registration to be taken must, because term use sell first. Second problem we have faced in the past, that ISD was not able to discharge GST under reverse charge liability. So we have seen in such a scenario, and when we look at the definition of ISD under Section 2, subsection 61, there was only reference of invoices under Section 31. So what happened for reverse charge liability? What to be done? Then we have seen in the past that many taxpayers used to take 2 registration, one as a regular registration to discharge the RCM liability, and then to pass on to ISD for distribution of credit. So 2 registration for 1 purpose. Now definition got amended, and they have included that even for reverse charge liability under Section 9, subsection 3 or 9, subsection 4, if ISD is liable, he can discharge this RCM liability and take the credit and distribute among those distinct person, those who are recipient, for distribution of credit. And that is what being stated under Section 2, subsection 61. And Section 20 very clearly talking about compulsory registration and distribution of this credit by ISD registered person to the other distinct person, of course, under same PAN number. This is the one important change, right? Clause number 11 and clause number 12. Now, what is clause number 13? A new section 122A got inserted. And what is this? You must be knowing that there are certain tobacco and pan masala manufacturer, and there was a lot of evasion of taxation was happening in the past. So what government has done, they have notified through a notification number 30/2023 dated 31st July 2023, and that was issued under Section 148 of CGST Act. What this notification talks about, that when you are the manufacturer for specified goods like tobacco and pan masala, you need to take registration machine-wise. Whatever machine you're using for the manufacturing purpose, you need to take registration. So this registration is must. Now, what is this 122A new section which is being inserted? It is talking about if you fail to take registration for the machine which you're supposed to take, then there would be penalty of 1 lakh rupees. In addition to, please, in addition to, that is the word used, in addition to penalty under Chapter 15 or any other provision in the GST law. So very clear, it is not only 1 lakh rupees. It is per machine 1 lakh rupees in addition to other penalty under Chapter 15 or any other provision of GST law. So this penalty need to be paid. And second, there will be search, seizure, and confiscation of such machine which is not registered. So GST department can seize and confiscate. This confiscation can be avoided, provided two conditions are satisfied. First, penalty is being paid, 1 lakh rupees. And secondly, within 3 days from the penalty payment, you are getting such machine registered. So why this stringent provision? For simple reason that lot of tax evasion was noticed in the past and notification was already issued. Now with this penalty provision, government wants such manufacturer, those who are engaged in tobacco and pan masala, they must ensure proper registration. Now I'm coming back to 2-3 important aspects and then we'll sum up because my time is also restricted and limited. I will not extend further, but 2 good suggestions. Yes, I know this is interim budget, vote and account budget. Nothing is being proposed, no major policy changes, but a roadmap for Viksit Bharat 2047. From GST perspective, what I would be expecting when full-fledged budget is coming in July 2024, the first and foremost demand. And I'm sure a lot of you who are watching me now, they will agree with me. There's a one dispute which is going on pertaining to time limit to avail credit under section 16, subsection 4. See, you know, under section 16, subsection 4, the time limit is earliest of due date furnishing return under section 39 for the month of September following the end of relevant financial year. And this got changed to 30th November or date of furnishing annual return. But we have seen for the past period 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20, lot many taxpayer has got delayed their filing of GSTR 3B. So what happened? With the delay filing, they are paying interest at the rate of 18%. They are paying late fees also for delay filing of 3B. My only humble suggestion, and which would be acceptable to all of you, you can definitely write in a chat box. GST is accrual liability. As a taxpayer, if I delay in payment of GST, I need to pay along with interest, 18%. 18% rate of interest is too high. If we look at SME and MSME sector, why not this interest rate first rationalized and make it at par with the direct tax interest rate, 12%, first suggestion. Second, when GST is accrual liability, and if I delay, I need to pay interest, why then government is not allowing me to file my 3B with the non-payment or short payment? Let me file my 3B with the non-payment or short payment. I will pay my delayed liability along with interest. You allow me to file 3B so that I can avail my credit, which is being disputed. That would be my second suggestion. And third and last, amnesty scheme. Yes, we have seen direct taxes for 25,000 rupees up to financial year 9-10 and 10,000 rupees up to financial year 14-15. Similar kind of small tax liability, some amnesty can be announced in GST as well. And last, custom facilitation for international trade. Reduction in import release time is being quoted in the finance bill by Honorable Finance Minister. So these are the major changes and my thought process when I look at July 2024 full-fledged budget on GST and indirect taxes. Thanking once again to Gaurav Bhai and all the members of Regional Council, Central Council member for giving me this opportunity. Thanking each of the participants. Thank you very much.
Many thanks to CA Vimal Jain ji for giving your precious time and very well explained about GST in the budget. Sir, sincerely thanks to you. Now I would like to request CA Ved Jain ji, tax expert and past president ICAI, to share your views, sir. Most welcome, sir.
Thank you, Rohit. As Chairman NIRC, Ms. Gaurav, and all dear friends, Vimalji, etc. I think many of the people would have heard me giving my budget talk in last many years. And as and when I start speaking, I used to normally mention one fact that when the Honorable Finance Minister sends in the Parliament, and one fine day she said that we have been amending income tax from time and again. And so for so many amendments have been made, and this time I have proposed no amendment. What will happen to the organizer, convention hall, hotel, speaker like me, etc.? I used to say in a theory, I say she will never do because she need to keep everyone employed. All speakers should be employed. What will happen to all booking which we have made? What will happen to other speakers? What will happen to organizer? What will happen to that hotel where booking has been done, banquet hall where what will happen? But this time she had done this experiment into a reality. And she stood in the parliament, she said, no amendment. And when I got the finance bill, I can see that there is no amendment. And now what will happen? I used to say, as will happen in the cricket match, people gather in the morning, their commentators are there, spectators are there, stadium is full. And then one fine morning, you find at 10:30 the rain starts. Or for 1 hour, the commentator will go on talking, this is happening, this is good player, this is good player. And then he say, we will take you back to the studio as no match could be played due to rain. Exactly the same situation is there today. With all speakers, whosoever is spending time trying to kill time because some booking has been done, something has to be done. Otherwise, there is no agenda today with anyone to talk about any amendment on the finance bill. There is nothing to talk. So far, professional chartered accountant are concerned. She was very categorically that no amendment in direct tax, no amendment in direct taxes, no amendment in custom duty. And if you look at the finance bill, she has not touched about that. Only 3 extensions have been given about startup, about sovereign fund, and then the India IFC. That's the most, I think, blue-eyed center of the Honorable Prime Minister. That exemption has been extended. Now, I am not different than other commentators and speakers. I also need to speak 5-10 minutes with you and brief you about those issues. 2 important things which I think may be relevant for all of you in the discussion. Otherwise, there is no other discussion to be taken for the issue. One is regarding this write-off of this demand of 25,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees, which may be relevant now. Up to financial year 9-10, 25,000 rupees, wherever the demand notice is up to that 25,000 rupees, it will be automatically written off, as I understand on that purpose. If somebody want to claim refund, nobody will get it. What it should be today as on date, in case there is any demand of less than 25,000 rupees, which pertains to before financial year 9-10, that is 31st March 2010, if I believe. She has used the word financial year 9-10, not assessment year. So 9-10, so 31st March 2010, I believe she has used 3 words: petty demand, non-verifiable demand, and disputed. So no question asked. In case in the record the demand is up to 25,000 rupees, the CPCI will say this is written off, no notice will come to you and nothing will happen. That's, I believe, is it.
Now, is it including interest, sir?
Yes, sir. 31st March 2010, what is in the record?
Okay.
Now, no further interest. If we start charging it, so you will find 1962, 200 rupees will become 25,000 rupees today. So that cannot be. So whatever is record, if already interest has been charged, that is there. So demand outstanding as per the record. And one of the reasons why this is being done probably is realizing the fact that when physical to computerization happened, so many of the demand which were stood paid could not be rectified in the computer. And taxpayer may not be having evidence. How long you will keep the file? Some of the taxpayer may not be available. Taxpayer may have now look into the age, may not be now leaving also. So it has become a problematic area for the department. And it is just like a housekeeping and cleaning that in corporate, you believe your all debtor more than 5-year-old should be written off, why to pursue, why to remit. That's a basic objective. I believe it's a good idea. She said it is 1 crore people which is going to get benefited on issue. Another issue may be there can be a person whose demand may be 20,000 rupees for 10 years to 2 lakh rupees. Whether it is aggregate or individual. I am of the view each individual demand should be considered as assessment. Maybe that may be subject to, because she has just made an announcement and there is no circular I believe over a period, a circular notification will be issued on this aspect, clarifying all these issues. So I am of the view that 31st March 2010, you need not pay more and then get out of it. And that's the issue which is there. And up to 2015, 10,000 rupees. Even that amount gets out of it. So this is a housekeeping and cleaning for exercise. Normally, what I used to tell the client, sometime a refund order client has 3,000, 2,000, 4,000 rupees renewal, etc. So I used to ask my office people, when the client comes, keep the check in your drawer. After that client has gone, turn it off. Getting a refund renewed of 2,000, 3,000 rupees is more costlier as getting the refund. Same is for the department, realizing this demand is become too costlier for them for that purpose. Now, what the revenue will totally lose out of it? Even if I consider 1 crore people and everybody is getting 25,000 rupees benefit, 25,000 crore rupees, which is not a big amount in this big budget. And then you get out of the 1 crore demand register, etc. This is one where benefit. Second area which may be a little relevant for is that she has extended the period of startup, ATIAC, for 1 year, that if you set up startup, and there are certain funds regarding International Financial Services Center, etc., which may not be relevant for our discussion. But one expectation which was on 115 BAB regarding new manufacturing company, the deadline is 31st March 24. So there was hope that looking to the Make in India, looking to the fact that India is going to be manufacturing capital of the world, etc., that this period will also be extended by 1 year. But this has not been extended. Now, all those companies which have been incorporated after 1st October 2019, and all those which were required to start manufacturing by 31st March 24, my suggestion will be that they must start production before 31st March 24. Otherwise, they will lose the exemption for Title 2. Another important point in 115 BAB is that once you get a manufacturing company startup and eligible for exemption, it is a lifelong exemption of 15% concession rate. There is no such condition that 15% will be for first 5 years or 10 years or 15 years. Unless the government later on makes an amendment, no, we will not give henceforth, which probably doesn't look to be the idea. There is a sovereign promise that this is exemption and with no limitation. And one, I think, practical advice I can share, I think, with those who are saying, in case somebody has a new company after 1st October 2019, you start manufacturing today, whatever you want to manufacture. Buy some chemical, mix it up, dry it up or burn it and make a new product. And once you have started manufacturing, later on that can be scaled up, geared up, added. Nobody is going to question up as on date looking to the provision. So even if the client is setting up a plant, something is happening, even a part working can do it, but make sure genuine manufacturing happen before 31st March 24. It should not be artificial, something like this, which may lead into the trouble on that side. These are the, I believe, two areas and two areas where something can be discussed. Third is that department, as you know, is trying to work out on the faceless scheme. And that way they introduce first with the income tax officer, then the CIT appeal. So similar proposal is there for the ITAT, Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. So the deadline was kept 31st March 24. Before that, they will issue a notification of introducing faceless hearing in the ITAT. Now looking to the, I think, the infrastructure and the challenges which have come up, they've extended the period by 1 year that faceless will be implemented by 31st March 25. So maybe soon, because as I see in ITAT, some thought process and infrastructure is being developed. Maybe next 1, 2, 3 months, this faceless provision will start. And in ITAT, the faceless will happen in this manner that a day before, you will get an intimation that your hearing is there. It will not be exactly like CIT appeal. You get a hearing, you will be filing paper, and then you don't know from which place, which bench is hearing you. So you will have you can see and they will be able to see you. That will happen on this issue. That is the idea which I believe will be in ITAT will be there. Similar, I think it is being proposed for DRP and similarly for transfer pricing officer. That's the idea to faceless on that issue. I think these are the only changes which have been made in the income tax. Others are related to economy. Otherwise, the budget is good. And she has announced a lot of schemes, lot of proposals for various infrastructure which should help the economy. And if the economy grows up, economy's GDP improves, we being a part and parcel of rendering services with reference to the economy, there is no reason that why prosperity should not happen to us. So we should be happier with that the profession will get benefited as the economy grows up. If the client is making more money, so professionals are supposed to make more money out of that. So that's a cake which get out of the client making money. I think that's all for today on that issues. If you have any questions, time permitting, I can just take a few on that issue. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Ved sir, for your wonderful insight. हालांकि कुछ नहीं है, फिर भी आपने बहुत कुछ बता दिया बजट में. आई थिंक दैट इज द आर्ट व्हिच
मैंने कहा ना, वही बात है, बारिश के मौसम में कमेंटेटर को बोलना तो कुछ ना कुछ पड़ जाएगा कि मौसम.
नहीं सर, जो टैक्स के एक्सपर्ट्स होते हैं वो तो कॉमा पे और फुल स्टॉप पे ही एक घंटा डिस्कशन, पूरे दिन डिस्कशन हो सकता है 9 पे. So I think you did a fantastic job. Thanks, sir, for your time.
Thank you, sir.
And now it's a turn to hear none other than our Central Council member Charanjot Singh Nanda ji on the budget 2024. Nanda sir, over to you. Nanda ji, over to you. Hello, Nanda ji, am I audible?
Much.
Sir, over to you.
Give me a second. Yes. So very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to be confined to capital markets as I chair the capital market committee of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. I would like to discuss the 7 key takeaways from the interim budget 2024. I can see host of people on the line. I can see Mr. Vasu Agarwal, Mr. Gaurav Kumar, Mr. Sumit Chadda, Mr. Abhishek Bansal, Mohit Gumar, Dinesh Sharma ji, Sangam Agarwal ji, so many people who are here. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to give the signals which emerge from the interim budget. The strategy which the government would be using in pruning the fiscal deficit, and what is the onus on the private sector. If we look at the market opened higher. As the budget proceeded, they could not find certain things. The inflow into the market was not that much evident, and after that, the market started going out. It started going down. But the most important thing, that if this budget sent out a signal, the signal was of a sound financial impetus. This is very, very important. Something that creates a basis on which you can invest. The finance minister's stance on the fiscal deficit will lower the market rates of interest, will attract long-term foreign fund inflows and enhance confidence in India. I want to tell you, the stock markets, 2 things have a big bearing. Number 1, if the interest rates are low, and more importantly, if the crude is at lower level, markets feel that it is a benchmark for them to grow high. So there are chances that the market may go high. The strategy is to equip the masses to take advantage of the growth opportunities rather than rely on handouts. It is a purpose of inclusive growth that is important. I would also like to discuss that the total amount budgeted for capex, both by the central government and public enterprises in financial year 25, is 13.9% higher than the revised estimate for financial year 24. So see, capex, growth of infrastructure, is a very important factor which would ultimately determine how the markets will go. The total subsidy bill budget for financial year 25 is around 7% lower than the revised estimates. Again, a very good sign. No freebies, no subsidies. If they get lower, the markets heave a sigh of relief and want to go up. Revenue expenditure minus interest payment is budgeted to be lower in financial year 24-25 than a revised estimate for financial year 24.
Hello, ICI.
Am I audible?
Sir, yes, sir.
Am I
Audible, sir. Please continue, sir.
Audible, sir.
Okay. So I would like to tell you that the revenue expenditure and interest bill is going to get down. Now, the private sector must step up to perform. I welcome C. Raj Chawla, our Honorable Central Council member. Raji, welcome. Now, the budget is signaling a mechanism where there is an indication of the priorities of the government. I want to tell you very candidly that the message of the budget is that we want financial propriety. We want things to move into the right direction. So, ladies and gentlemen, you need to understand one thing very clearly, that the thought process of creating value and worth is by investing in markets. I will not take more than 2-3 minutes before I cut down my speech. 3 important aspects. Number 1, when the fiscal deficit is controlled, it signals discipline. Market hates indiscipline. Market hates confusion. I am reminded of a couplet which will always drive you to excellence if you follow that. The couplet says, तमाम के तमाम शहर बसाकर सुकून के लिए गांव ढूंढते हैं. तमाम के तमाम शहर बसाकर सुकून के लिए गांव ढूंढते हैं. कितने नादान हैं हम, हाथ में कुल्हाड़ी लेकर छांव ढूंढते हैं. Markets want spearheaded thought processes. The budget has given that. No extravagance. The budget has ensured that they lived upon the basic contention, the basic power which was given to them. They never overstepped their authority. And that is very important. Second important thing with respect to the budget and the market, liquidity.
मेरा ना एक सेशन 5 मिनट बोलो.
Chawla Saab, welcome.
Yes sir, thank you sir.
Great sir, great my bhaiya, very good. Where liquidity comes in, where interest rates are low, where crude is less, is the breeding ground for a bull market. The market today is at its all-time high. And yesterday, the Fed spoke on very imminent and very important topic. They say they are not going to increase the interest rates. A good sign for the market. Third and final thing, infrastructure capex spending. The capex spendings have increased manyfold. And the indication is that in financial year 24-25, there will be a lot of increment into the infrastructure spending. So this again is a good way for the market. So to sum, markets are destined for a great future, but remain disciplined, remain in control. If you want to emotionally invest in market to double your money, maybe at times you tumble and fall down and the risk kills you. So you have to be very balanced, have a risk-based approach and create value and worth by investments. I want to thank the Regional Council, particularly Mr. Gaurav Garg, the Honorable President, for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to speak to you. I can see here my younger brother and the Chairman of TF Tax Audit Review Board, C. Raj Chawla. So I would like to stop here and give the dais back to Gaurav Garg for further proceeding. Gauravji, the dais is all yours now.
Thank you, Nanda sir, for your wonderful deliberation and giving insight into the stock market. It was altogether fresh feel, I will say. Now it's a turn of the Bathinda branch chairman, Gaurav Kumarji. So I must tell that almost 15 branches from the Nandan region, sir, we are doing jointly with them. So thanks to all the branches for participating in this initiative of NIRC. But now it's a turn of Gaurav Bhai, Gaurav Kumarji from Bathinda.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible? Yeah. Good evening, everyone. First, I would like to thank CJS Nanda sir for deliberation on the budget 24. I will say interim budget 24. And now I would like to invite CA Raj Chawla ji for a deliberation on budget 24. Raj Chawla ji, over to you, sir. Welcome.
Thank you, Gaurav ji. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I am thankful to the NIRC for giving me this opportunity to interact with all of you. So, friends, as mentioned by Finance Minister today, that there is no change in the tax rate in direct tax as well as in the indirect tax. But there are two benefits given to the taxpayers. The first and most important, in which approximately 1 crore people will get the benefit, that they will crash the demand raised up to financial year 2009-10 if the demand amount is up to 25,000 rupees. So many litigations which are pending before this digitalization will be finished. And the another one, that from financial year 2010 to 11 to 2014-15, and the outstanding amount is up to 10,000 rupees. All the pending demands will be finished now. So this will be the writing of the demand by the income tax department, through which approximately 1 crore taxpayer will be benefited. The second benefit given by the finance minister is that tax benefit to startup for their souvenir fund investments have been extended for another 1 year. It was completing on 31st of March 24. Now it has been extended for 1 more year. And for 5 important things which I find that I should share with all of you are important declaration in the interim budget, that now this solar power installation, which was announced by our finance prime minister on 22nd January during the Ram Mandir celebration, that approximately 1 crore solar plants will be installed at the roof of the people. And today they have declared that up to 300 units will be given free, and through which approximately 15 to 18,000 per annum will be the benefit to the family through that. Second one, that Lakhpati Didi, a woman who is earning up to 1 lakh rupees in a year, that entrepreneur lady, they have created approximately 1 crore Lakhpati Didi, and their target is for 3 crore Lakhpati Didi. Third one, that approximately 11 crore farmers are being benefited through this Farmers Kisan Yojana, through which they are giving 6,000 rupees per annum. Although everyone was expecting that due to this election year, the amount of 6,000 will be increased to 8,000 rupees. But it is not there, because this is not a very lucrative budget. But as told by other panelists also, that this is a Amrit Kal budget. Roadmap already they have planned. So 11 crore farmers are being benefited through this. And one more important, which have been declared by the finance minister, that approximately 25 crore people have come out from this poverty line. And the last one, that 3 crore house have already been given to the poor people, and 2 more crore house they will build for the poor people. So these are the changes as per my observation. So thank you, NIRC chairman, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Over to Vasuji, Chairman, Ludhiana branch.
So first of all, thanks to CA Raj Chawla ji for his insightful deliberation on the interim budget or the vote of account. And although there are no proposals for change in the direct or indirect taxation rates or for the custom duties, I still hope that more than the 400 participants who were in this session got to see what was the vision, long-term vision of the current government for the Amrit Kal budget. In the end, I would like to first of all thank all our panelists, beginning from the chairman of the NIRC region, CA Gaurav Garg ji, our past president, CA Ved Jain ji, our past president, CA Atul Kumar Gupta ji, our Central Council member, CA Sanjeev Kumar Singhal ji, CA Charanjot Singh Nanda ji, CA Sanjay Kumar Agarwal ji, and CA Bimal Jain ji. Also, I would like to thank a special panelist who are available in this from the NIRC region, CA Dinesh Sharma ji, CA Jagjit Singh ji, CA Sanjay, and CA Sanjay Kumar Agarwal ji. I also thank all of the branch chairmen who gave their valuable time, beginning from CA Ajit Paraneja ji, CA Kunal Vashesh, CA Gaurav Kumar, CA Vishal Puri, CA Nitesh Parashar, CA Mohit Gumbal, CA Abhishek Bansal, CA Gaurav Mittal ji, CA Kuldeep Sandhu, CA Amit Gupta ji, CA Vikas Pradhani ji, and CA Varun Vats, Mitesh Malhotra, and Sumit Chadda ji. I thank you. I thank you all. Thank you so much.
Gaurav ji, kindly inform our members about the upcoming program of NIRC, because we have a good number here. Can you? Thank you, Sangam bhai. Thanks for reminding. It's a good opportunity to interact with all of you, and thanks to all the participants for joining. The bundle of program, I will say, is on this 3rd and 4th.
we are having a box cricket wherein 32 teams are participating. We are doing at Delhi Gulabi Bagh, which is houseful. Then on 3rd, we are doing a program with the peer review board at Holiday in Mayur Vihar. It's from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. You all can come and participate and learn the peer review board. Then we also have a faculty development program on 3rd and 4th, which is with the Board of Studies. Then on 5th, we are going to Pathankot. Sangamji, me and all of the members, Dinesh Bhai is going to open a reading room for the first time for the students of Pathankot. Then on 6th, we are opening a reading room at Narnaul for the students of Narnaul. Then on 7th, we have organized a placement drive. Placement drive wherein if the CA students are looking for articleship, they can come. And if chartered accountants looking for job at CA firm, they can also come. It is at Hotel Eros from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Also, the members who are attending this event, this webinar, they can also come. As a firm can also participate. The participation cost is only 6,500 plus taxes. Till now, 30 firms have registered themselves for this placement drive, and we have space for 20 more firms, and almost 1,000 of students and chartered accountants have registered for this placement drive. So I feel it would going to be a great opportunity if you are looking to hire articles or chartered accountants in your firm. You can contact NIRC office. I would request NIRC office to kindly share detail of Mannaji, phone number of Mannaji. So if anyone is having any query regarding placement drive, they can contact Mannaji. After 7th, there is no program on 8th and 9th, but yes, on 10th and 11th of February, we have a sub-regional conference at Shimla at Hotel Zion, wherein the speaker list is very illustrious. You know, we have none other than J.K. Mittalji, who would be speaking on GST. There are a lot of GST notices have come. So we have given 3 hours to J.K. Mittalji to share his knowledge, his experience with all of us. Then we will have Achal Kapoorji. Achal Kapoor is a GST expert. She would be talking on input tax credit related issues in GST. Then we have Rohit Kapoorji. He is practicing in the income tax. He would be speaking on section 148 issues under the Income Tax Act. Then we have a couple of more sessions, one session by Sana Bakaiji. She would be speaking on art of communication. And then a session on ESG by the chairman of Shimla branch, chairman of Himachal branch, Kuldeep Sandhuji. And also recently there is a snow at Shimla. So we are expecting on 10th and 11th, there would going to be very nice weather. And this is the schedule till 11th of February, and then on 24th of February we would be doing our annual day and a CP seminar at Hotel Meridian, Lee Meridian in Delhi, which will again from 10 to 5 p.m. So you can block your calendars. And thanks to all of you for participating, and thanks to Sangam Bhai for reminding me once again. So for final words of vote of thanks, being Dinesh ji is here, our vice chair. So, Dinesh ji, over to you.
Sure, Chairman sir. One more to add, as you are, letting us let us understand about the programs and then the CP chapters में जो अपना reading room बन रहे हैं, and congratulations. One more thing that the agreement of Pathankot, Firozpur signed today. तो उसको भी मैं add up करवा दूं, Chairman साहब, आप उसको skip मत करिए.
Thank you, Dinesh ji. Hopefully, Firozpur 15 by 15th of February we will be opening the.
Surely, sir. We are working on that. I can assure you to all of you that by the 15th of February we will be able to open that. We are working on that. And I can see the work Sangam ji और जगजीत भाई और जो सारे जिस ढंग से मिलके कर रहे हैं ना, एक एनर्जी लेवल डबल हो जाता है काम करने का. और चेयरमैन साहब के तो कहीं नहीं क्या, देखो always a smiling face. Yes, of course. Today's budget, all of us are saying it's an interim budget, nothing to say, nothing to describe, nothing to say about a direct indirect. Still, in spite of that, we have a discussion of 1 hour and 5 minutes on that. That shows the chartered accountant how we work upon. Even you talk about sustainability, capital markets by Nanda ji, sustainability by ESG by none other than CA Dr. Sanjeev Singhal ji. Indirect taxes, Dr. Vimal Jain ji, then none other than C. Atul Kumar Gupta, Honorable Past President. Yes, of course, lot of deliberation done by Raj Chawla ji, our Honorable Central Council members, and all the branch chairmen who have participated and the members in large number, more than 400 plus. Yes, of course, I can say, चाहे बजट में कुछ हो या ना हो, हम चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट जब भी उसको पढ़ेंगे, जब भी उसका एनालिसिस करेंगे, तो बहुत सारी उसमें से पॉइंट्स निकाल के लेके आते हैं जो हमारी इंडस्ट्री के लिए, चाहे प्रोफेशन के लिए, इकोनॉमी एट लार्ज बहुत बेनिफिशियल होते हैं। तो इन शब्दों के द्वारा मैं आप सभी को धन्यवाद कहना चाहूंगा। इतने अच्छे नंबर में पार्टिसिपेशन हुई है इंटरिम बजट के लिए जो गवर्नमेंट ने पेश किया है। फॉर दोज टू ऑल, थैंक यू एंड थैंक यू वेरी मच। थैंक यू सर।